That's right.
So, as you may have guessed, we're going to discuss some pediatric type topics. And this first one's interesting because we mentioned homeopathy and homeopathic treatments in the first segment, but there is a new study out that discusses, are there instances where using a homeopathic remedy instead of conventional could have bad consequences, even deadly consequences.
Yeah, this study kind of highlights some of the side effects that, a lot of parents don't think about. And when I started practice, a lot of my patients were using homeopathic remedies, and I was almost forced to kind of really learn which ones are safe, which ones aren't, and which ones are effective.
Right. I was ignorant to them.
Yes.
And when patients would ask, sometimes I would have to say, you know what, let me just make sure we're not doing harm, because as doctors, that's obviously the most important
I think we need time out for a second. I think a lot of people out there don't even know what homeopathic medicine is.
Right, and there's a lot of confusion because there's words like holistic and naturopathic and
that's why we have in the audience today a homeopathic specialist and author of Natural Baby and Child Care, Practical Medical Advice and Holistic Wisdom for Raising Healthy Children from Birth to Adolescence, Dr. Lauren Fader. Welcome to the show. And so, just to clarify, per Dr. Orton, what is homeopathy?
Let's take an example. When we're cutting an onion in the kitchen, it can be very irritating, right? Your nose is watering, your eyes are bothering you. Like, let's finish with this. And when I am around horses or a certain cat, when I'm coming down with a cold, I might get this watery, runny nose like a faucet. So I might go to my little medicine cabinet, or I can go to the health food store and buy a homeopathic medicine called Allium cepa. And what Allium cepa is a micro dose of onion. So that it's something in nature can cause certain things that when it's prepared homeopathically through reputable pharmacies throughout the United States and the world, it is safe, non-toxic, and it stimulates the body to help itself.
It's the idea of like healing like, right?
Correct.
But I think the bottom line here, the point is to have that open conversation with your doctor about all the medicines your child's taking, whether it's over the counter, whether it's homeopathic, whether it's prescription, so we're all on the same page. Sometimes for colic, we don't know what causes colic, so we don't have good remedies. So we try things like Hyland's colic tabs and gripe water. I mention it all the time. I know it's not going to hurt, and it may help, so why not?
Right.
But if the problem isn't getting better, then we have to look at what your child's taking and make sure that we're on the right path.
Where I've always struggled a little bit with homeopathy is that the doses are so diluted that you could ask yourself, how could there be a physiologic response? Because sometimes it's just so diluted that...
I know, and I've struggled with the same thing, and I think it's similar to how allergy shots kind of work. Those are very tiny doses.
But those aren't diluted as much as even the homeopathy.
But that's kind of what it is. It's taking something in nature that causes an effect at a large dose, but using a tiny dose. And
and it's so
we may not understand fully how it works, but there are some studies that show that it can be effective.
Dr. Fader, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it.